Today.
My name's Jeff Gabriel. I'm representing Canvas here today to talk about the Olivine Community Pavilion. I'm going to read to make sure I hit my time allotment. The Olivine Community Pavilion is located on the northern edge of the Central Plains of the Wurundjeri people. The pavilion is situated in Donnybrook, a suburb within the city of Whittlesea. The site identified in red here is situated in the northern growth corridor following the Hume Freeway. This is an aerial view of Donnybrook now. This is Donnybrook 6 years ago. This really is a fledgling community. Today we see a completed pavilion reserve just about to be seeded and the estate that's slowly building around it. Delivered by a client Mirvac on behalf of their project partners, the City of Whittlesea. Through a work-in-kind agreement that would permit the early delivery of this facility. A project run and paid by Mirvac, and a program and a brief derived by Whittlesea, who would be the eventual building owners. Mirvac understand the promise and the peril of this type of building typology. Community sports pavilions can be wonderful active spaces during game day and training night. Beyond that, they are often shuttered, discouraging public occupation as clubs protect their domain, a practice that unknowingly creates unsafe blind spots in the public realm. So the question is asked, is greater community benefit possible by supporting more than just community sports? And would the community engage with the soft edges to a sporting facility if they were provided? It seems that the answer is yes. The community desire to utilise this facility and surrounds before the playing fields have been completed has surprised us all. In this instance, it's Beatbox Kitchen bringing the community together. Peak Melbourne happens in Donnybrook too, and it's appreciated, allowing this fledgling community to connect to a greater tapestry. And in this we see the start and the promise of this project. A community sports pavilion that may well thrive without sports. So the building. The building form is comprised of three parts. It's simple. There's a large players wing to the south, which is just right of page, a small social wing to the north presenting to the street, and a singular roof form that connects it all. The spatial planning is straightforward as well. On the southern end, the right, we find the players' wings where we have home and away teams, match officials provided direct access to both playing fields. Intended for district level cricket, AFL and netball. The social wing on the north opens to all sides, activating those soft edges. Surrounding the social wing are a sequence of non-program spaces, the spaces that sat outside of the brief. These in turn connect to a network of pathways that move through the site. The form of the pavilion is a constant default, just this grove of 200-year-old red gums that sit to the east. These are magnificent. They're a remnant of a time that predates the site's current use and its previous use as pastoral land. The building form of the pavilion subordinates the presence of these trees. Building canopy echoing the height of the canopy of the red gums. The building form yields as passages through the red gums puncture the pavilion and shape its two wings. Line of sight and passage between the east and the west playing fields are now opened up for passive surveillance. The material palette also defaults to the context of these trees, whilst also meeting Council's requirement for robust, low to no maintenance finishes. A humble palette, typical of this building typology. Concrete bricks, ColourBond sheeting, and a timber cladding that's allowed to silver. The material palette takes reference from the patterns and textures of our cultural sporting landscape as well. Specifically, the sports to be played here. Footy stripes relentlessly adorn the soffit that connects all parts of this facility. The scallop ColourBond cladding that skirts the perimeter parapet evokes Liz Ellis's pleats displayed in the National Museum. And of course, the knits of a cricket vest. described in gradiated relief in the concrete bricks. Quickly, just to look at the social rooms and the player spaces of the programmed areas. The external palette extends into the building interior as seen here in the entrance to the social area. There's some collective memory and nostalgia at play here too. We reference some of the more revered club rooms of relevance to this project, the Long Room at the MCC and at Lord's, and the Bahar Room at the Bombay Cricket Club. We see here the spirit of those spaces echoed in our social room, albeit scaled for a domestic scale of community sports. Concrete floor tiles, board and batten timber wall panelling, display cabinets and honour boards awaiting their first use. A room that provides outlook and connection to both playing fields. Unlike those private sports clubs, this room is intended to be enjoyed by the general public, seen here in full swing during a community craft program. The players' areas continue the established palette of materials and textures. Rooms are interconnected with roller doors, allowing for the logistics of mixed programming. Supported by all gender universal amenities and showers. A quick look at the non-program spaces. A viewing area connected to the social room with large glazed opening. The absence of security shutters here are an act of civic care. A demonstration, a trust in community co-ownership and shared responsibility. The spirit of this continues with the provision of informal gathering spaces established between the pavilion and the Red Gums. The barbecue stations and picnic tables well used on weeknights and weekdays. The playground and adjacent public toilet is well used all the time. This community is embracing the civic generosity provided at this facility and is nurturing its own sense of co-ownership, well-being and safety associated with it. We feel enormous privilege to have worked on this project. We are thankful for a client committed to supporting a vision for community well-being and civic generosity that was beyond their brief and putting up the money to demonstrate that commitment. The Mirvac team here is seen cutting a ribbon to open the centre. We are grateful for our team who have shown a commitment to craft and care and attention to detail for a building typology and budget where this is too often overlooked. Our project lead, Richard, seen here fighting the good fight on site and enjoying the spoils with his family. And we are indebted to the community of end users who have inspired us to find the joy in this work.